Hello students, how are you all of you? Today we go for discussing the last topic as far as your unit 2 is concerned, and very important, which is nothing but the fitting of normal distribution. So today we are going to discuss how to fit the normal distribution to the given data. Earlier we had discussed how to fit the binomial distribution to the given data, and after that we came to know how to fit the Poisson distribution to the given data. Strictly, if you observe carefully, the previous two distributions are of discrete type of distributions. Okay, that means here the variable takes only the discrete values like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, dash dash, and according to that the theoretical frequencies will be given. Okay, and by fitting the particular binomial distribution or else a Poisson distribution, you are going to calculate the expected frequencies. Understand? So what do you mean fitting of any distribution? Simply fitting the particular probability distribution, and calculation of the expected frequencies is known as the fitting of the distribution. What is the use of the fitting of any distribution? By fitting a particular distribution, you are going to understand about the nature of the data. You are going to understand the graph of the data. Because in the discrete distributions, what happens? The graph will be just like a staircase. Understand? Whereas in the continuous distribution, let us take our normal distribution itself. What is a curve? The bell-shaped curve. It's a continuous curve. There is no kind of discontinuity. Understand? So when you know this discontinuous nature and as well as the continuous nature, you are going to understand so much information about that situation. Data will be collected on sales of a particular products of a company. Based upon that data, okay, you need to fit a Poisson distribution or else a binomial or else a normal distribution. So based upon the number of sales whatever taken place at that moment, you can forecast in the future how many sales are going to take place. Based upon that, strategies will be planned. So for the future decision making, the fitting of the probability distributions are so essential. It's a very important topic as far as the data analysis is concerned. Understand? So after finishing your MBA, if you want, you can take up a diploma course like data analytics. Understand? Business data analytics. You are all again covering all these topics, because if you have that one more qualification, you are going to have huge advantage as far as the job market is concerned. I suggest you to take up such a kind of courses, because in the job market, they sees you along with this traditional degree, what are the extra qualifications you got, extra knowledge you got. Understand? So data analytics, the business data analytics kind of courses, if are available, please do that. So there will be a good chance to get jobs in big companies, good companies. Now today we go for understanding the fitting of the normal distribution. So as you all know that the normal distribution is a continuous distribution. That means here the random variable takes all the values between -infinity to +infinity. from negative scales to positive scale. So this is the scale, in the middle 0. So this side it goes -1, -2, -3, dash dash up to -infinity. Now here +1, +2, +3, dash 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 up to +infinity. Every point will be covered. Understand? Hence this is called the normal distribution, continuous distribution. That is the nature of the continuous distribution. Okay. As far as the fitting of the normal distribution is concerned, there are two methods. One is called areas method. Areas method. Okay. One more type of method is ordinates method. Method of ordinates, or else ordinate method. Okay. Comparatively, if you observe, the fitting of the areas method is having some glitches, isn't it? Ordinates methods, you are going to get the expected frequencies directly. But here don't worry, both the things are going to read out from the tables. I actually uploaded PDF formats of areas values and as well as the ordinates values. Take the Xerox, photostat copy of those two informations, okay, and you can take those table values to the examination also, but don't write anything over there, even your name also. Sometimes they restrict in the exam hall. Okay. Now here we are going to understand how to fit the normal distribution. There are two methods, areas method and as well as the ordinates methods. In the statistics, if x follows normal distribution with mean mu and variance sigma square, then what is the probability density function, because this one is a continuous distribution. So in the case of discrete distributions, what do you call the probability formula? PMF, all lowercase letters. This is the practice. You write the PDF, PMF in the small letters, lowercase letters. Okay. The probability mass function in the case of discrete distribution, the PDF in the case of probability density function in the case of continuous distribution. So what is the probability density function of the normal distribution? You need to by heart this. F of x is equal to, if you want you can put P of x also, but this is the customary. In few standard textbooks they denote the probability formula like this: fx is equal to 1 by sigma root 2 pi e power minus half x minus mu by sigma whole square, where x is a continuous variable. What do you mean by that? X takes all the values between minus infinity to plus infinity. So you are going to fit this distribution, normal distribution. So you need to find out the sigma value and mu value. So what is sigma value? Sigma is nothing but standard deviation. How do you get the square root of the variance? So that means in both the methods, the first step when you are going to perform is nothing but to calculate the variance and as well as the mean. So let us go for the first method, what to call this areas method. So areas method. So under areas method, so the step 1 is going to be to calculate mean. So what is the mean in normal distribution? Mu. But what is the general notation? X bar. So what is the formula? Sigma Fi Xi by capital M. You know very well. We apply the mean formula to the given data. Same way, how do you get the variance? So here in the normal distribution variance, you are going to denote by means of what is called sigma square. So the general notation is also sigma square. So what is the formula is going to be? Sigma Fi xi square by n minus x bar whole square. This is the formula. Because already you would be having the x bar value, square of that you are substituting. But actually what you required? You required sigma. What you call sigma? Standard deviation, ST. So how do you get square root of variance? Square root of variance. Okay. So we nothing but square root of sigma square. That's it. So variance value square root becomes what you call your sigma. So by this what happens? You are going to get the mu value and as well as the variance value. And also what you are going to get the standard deviation value. Then what do? You substitute in the normal distribution probability formula and you get what you call the photograph of the normal distribution, fitted distribution. Okay. And after that, how do you get the frequency values? Understand? Remember that both in the areas method and as well as the ordinates method, I am going to provide a table format. You need to remember this table format as it is. Okay. The table format under areas method I am giving. So what is the table format here? The first column is going to be the class intervals. Why? Because this is the continuous distribution. Instead of direct integer values, what you get? The class intervals will be getting like this. So what do you call this? Class interval values. So class intervals is the first column of the table. Next, the second column of the table is going to be lower boundaries. Lower boundaries. So here we are going to denote the lower boundaries by means of xi. This is very, very important. This xi in the case of ordinates method, we are assuming as the mid values. So even in the case of continuous distribution, while calculating variance, so what you are doing, variance or the mean, we are considering xi as the mid value. But here in the areas method, you have to remember that the xi values means lower boundaries. Then you are going to calculate Zi, standard normal variate. What is the formula? Xi minus mu by sigma. So this value you are going to calculate. Okay. The next column of the table is going to be areas values you are going to get. So now you are using the table, areas table. So from 0 to z values, you are going to read it. For every z value, you are going to read out the areas value. This is table value. And next you are going to calculate the difference of the areas values. This is very, very important information. Delta. So what is the sign name here? Delta. Delta. Delta means difference. Difference. Now remember that while calculating the delta values, so let us suppose that here negative values are there first. Next, all positive values are there. Area values. Okay. Correspondingly this. Okay. So now here, wherever negative values of the areas represents, okay, there you need to take the difference value. So here both are minus, only difference value. But whenever the sign changes from minus to plus, so here we should not take the what to call the difference, but these two values we need to add. This is very, very important point. Because in the problem you will observe, so whenever these area values represents the negative values, you are taking what you call the differences here. Getting my point? But when the sign changes from minus to plus, those two values you are adding. Again both are same signs. So again what you take here? Minus. Again what you take here? Minus. minus. So this is very, very important point. Such a way you are going to calculate what you called the difference values, absolute differences. You should not put the sign here. But only thing is this point you need to remember. Okay. And finally you are going to get the expected frequencies. So for getting expected frequencies, the formula is the total of the frequencies capital N into the delta A. Getting my point? And finally you adjust that expected frequencies. Okay. So this is called the table format, the standard table format for the areas method. You have to remember. Okay. When a data is given to you, okay, first thing is write down the class intervals and write down the lower boundaries, calculate the ZI values. From the table, for every ZI value, we calculate the areas values. Understand? But you need to take the difference of these areas. Understand? How to get? So while taking the difference of values, while calculating this column, you need to match these two. If here the minus sign is there, those two corresponding area values you need to subtract from each other. But whenever here minus is there, plus is there, the sign change is there. Those two values will be added, correspondingly the delta value will be written. So this is the only point you need to remember while applying the areas method. Okay. So after understanding areas method, now you go for the final method, what you call ordinates method. Ordinates method. Okay, areas method, and what you call this ordinates method. Okay. In the ordinates method also I am going to provide a special table, but here there is no conditions, there is no what you call any kind of point to be remembered, direct values. Okay. So here the first column is going to be again class intervals. Now here the mid values, be careful. So here the mid values are represented as xis. But in the case of areas method, the lower boundaries would be assumed as xis. Now here in this interval 0 to 10, what is the lower boundary? 0. 10 to 20, what is the lower boundary? 10. 20 is called the higher boundary or the higher limit. So here the lower limit is 20, higher limit is 30. We write down only the lower limit values. That is in the case of areas method. But this is the case of ordinates method. So mid values we are calling as xi. Here also, just like areas method, we calculate ZI values. Same formula, xi minus mu by sigma. But remember here xi is the lower boundary value, but here the xi is the mid values. Now here we are going to get the areas values from the table. Same here we get the ordinate values that we are going to represent by means of phi z. So what is the sign symbol here? Phi z. These values we read out from the ordinate table. So this is area table and this is ordinate table value. Ordinate table value. Ordinates means height from the x-axis. Areas means the particular space occupied by the values. Now here directly we are getting expected frequencies. So for that the formula is phi z value, previous column, into the special constant value nc by sigma we calculate. So what is n? You know, the total of the frequencies. Total of the frequency. Total of the frequency. Now what is C? Class interval length. Class interval length. So what is the class interval length here? 10. 20 minus 10 is 10. So 30 minus 20 is 10. So what do you call that? Class interval length. Now what is sigma? Standard deviation. Okay. And finally, we write down the adjusted frequencies, because frequency values should not be in the decimal values. So what do you call this? This method is known as the ordinates method. So in both the cases, step 1 is same. So what you are doing here? We are calculating mean and as well as the variance from the given data. But in the next step, if you concern, for area, this is the fixed table format. This is the ordinates method, fixed table format. So under areas method, the xi values are lower boundaries. This point you need to remember. And also while taking the differences, when sign changes, those corresponding values should be added. But under ordinate method, there is no such kind of, restriction. Okay, directly you get the ordinate values. But here, what is the extra constant values required? NC by sigma. You are multiplying and directly get the adjusted frequencies. In the exam, if they ask for areas method, ordinates method, then you need to, fit according to the areas method or ordinates method. If there is no kind of method, if there is no kind of what you call information regarding the type of the method, if simply the question is fit the normal distribution, then what I prefer, go for ordinates method, because the areas method is somewhat difficult. Understand? But you need to prepare both the methods. Okay? Is that clear? So how many methods are there? 2 methods. One is areas method and one more is ordinates method. And now we go for, fitting normal distribution by means of areas method and as well as the ordinates method for a problem. So fitting of normal distribution. So how many methods are there? 2 methods are there. So one is called areas method and one more is ordinates method. So now we discuss areas method. Both the methods, if you concern, what we are doing as usual, we calculate mean and variance. So this is the normal distribution probability density formula. So how do you get the parameters? In the normal distribution, mu sigma square known as the parameters. So in the Poisson distribution, lambda is the parameter. So under binomial distribution, n comma p are the parameters. So you need to understand the importance of the parameters. So this is the mean calculation and this is the variance calculation. Okay. So how do you get the expected frequencies? So this is the table format. So class intervals, lower boundaries, ZI values, areas from 0 to Z, delta A, expected frequencies. So here, if you want, you can open up one more column, adjusted expected frequencies. So column 1. So what is the column 1 here? So class intervals of the given data are written in this column. Column 2, actual lower boundaries are written in this column. Okay. Now column 3, we calculate standard normal variate. So how do you get xi minus mu value, and so you get what you call by taking the square root. So what do you get here? Sigma. How do you get square root of sigma square? You substitute sigma value. Next column 3. So the values of Zi for each xi values are calculated by using the formula. Next column 4. In this column, the values of the areas which are from 0 to Zi in the table of areas under the standard normal curve are represented. So column 5, very, very important. The absolute differences of the areas are calculated successively, but where sign of the ZA changes minus to plus, these two respective values need to be added. This is very, very important point. The values of the delta A are multiplied by the total frequency capital N. So adjusts to the nearest integers known as the expected frequencies. Now we go for a problem. Fit a normal distribution to the following data and calculate expected frequencies by areas method. See, what is the data? Height, number of students. So height measurement is a continuous variable. That's why the data is in terms of intervals. So 59.5, 62.5, 62.5 to 65.5. Like last value, 71.5 to 74.5, the corresponding frequencies. So how many of 68.5 to 71.5 height people are there? 27. Like this range height people are 42. So that is the meaning of frequency. So what is the step 1? The fitted normal distribution. I wrote here. And calculation of mean and variance. We know how to get this. So class intervals. So mid values. Frequency values. Fixi square. Okay. Then how to get the mean? So mu is equal to x bar 674 by 500. So how do you get variance? Okay. So what is the formula here I applied? If you want, just for your reference I am writing sigma Fi xi by capital. Now here what is the formula? Sigma Fi xi square by n minus x bar whole square. So in this formula I substituted here. We already did. Now what is a photograph? Photograph means fitted distribution. So standard deviation value substituted here 2.92062. So again x minus mu, what is the mu value? I got 67.45 by sigma standard deviation 2.92062 whole square. This is called the photograph. For this distribution, for this data, the normal distribution is, looking like this. What is the meaning of photograph? You understand how the person appears. Understand? Same way, for this data, this is the normal distribution looks. Now you go for the next very, very important calculation. What is that? Calculation of expected frequencies. So this is the table format for the areas method. So as usual, the first column is going to be the given data in terms of the class intervals. Next column is going to be the lower boundaries. So what is the lower boundary of this interval? 59.5 to 62.5. So 59.5. Like for this interval, the 65.5. For this interval, 71.5. But we wrote one more value. What is it? 74.5. Why? Because the normal distribution extends from, what is that? Minus infinity to what you called plus infinity. Minus infinity to plus infinity. So here if you imagine, the last interval is going to be 74.5 to up to plus infinity. Let us suppose if this interval also exists, then what happens? The lower limit is going to be 74.5. But previously what you get here? Minus infinity. If for this what to call above this, what is that interval is going to be? Minus infinity to 59.5. So accordingly, if one more interval exists, then actually the first what you need to write? We need to write minus infinity, okay, next to 59.5, next to 62.5, like that we write down. Now next here the value should be 74.5. But unnecessarily it leads to confusion. That's why I don't prefer to write minus infinity and what to call extra things. Here only one point you need to remember. So while writing the lower boundaries in areas method, the last interval, both the values are going to be your lower boundaries. That's all. 71.5 and as well as the 74.5. What is the reason? Because the normal distribution extends from minus infinity to plus infinity. That's all. Now we go for the ZI calculation. Standard normal variates. How do you get the ZI values here? The first value. Just for example, I will do 51.5 XI value minus, we know already the mean value. What is that? 67.5 divided by, okay, now what you get? The sigma 2.92. So how much you got? Minus 2.73973. Okay, here up to 2 decimal values written. Okay, but what I suggest to you, go for up to 5 decimals. It gives you good approximation. Understand? Little bit variation would be there because all these are all expected, not exact values. Expected means little bit variation would be there. Understand? Now let us go for one more value. Let us see this 68.5. What is the ZI value? So how do you get 68.5 minus, okay, what is the mu? Again 67.5, that is equal to divided by 2.92. So how much you got here? 0.36. Okay, so 0.3424 something is there. Don't worry, these are all adjusted values. Okay, now so after calculating the ZI values like this, okay, next we need to calculate the areas. How to read the area? This is very important point. Now this is called the areas table. So what is this? Areas table. So standard table. So areas. So read here. Because if everywhere this bell-shaped curve is there, direct, you should not consider, you should read the information, whether that is areas information or else the ordinates information or else what you called, in the next classes we are going to understand testing of hypothesis, 5%, 10%. So what you call critical values will be there, level of significance, those values are there. That's why title is very important. So this is areas table. Okay, how to read the areas table? Okay, now here what is there? Though minus is there, but areas always measure in the positive sense only. So we consider 2.72. Always starts from 0. Okay, that means this value are comparing that of the 0. Okay. So 2.72. So 2.7 is there. 2.7. Okay. So what is the actual value? 2.72. So 2.7 under 2. So what is the corresponding value? 0.4967. Okay. Now 1.70. how to check, how to get the area value? First, mix two values, 1.7. Next value is under 0. So 0.4 double by 4. So how to calculate the areas? Now we go for one more value, 2.41. So how to read this? 2.4 under 1. So what is the value? 0.4920. 0.4920. Such a way you need to read the areas values. Getting my point? Now after reading the areas values, okay, now you go for to calculate the delta values. What I told you, you need to take the difference of these two values. That value you are writing here, but you need to observe these two signs. That means the delta A calculation depends upon the ZA value and the table values. Both the things simultaneously need to observe. Now these two differences I am writing now. These two differences. Okay. Both are same sign, minus minus is there. Hence what I take only the difference value. Don't consider the sign. 0.49, okay, 67 minus 0.4554. So how much you got? 0.0413. Again continuously these two are over. Again these two. If you see the signs, both are minus only. So again, what is the difference only we consider? Difference. Okay. Now here, what is the value? 0.4554 minus, now here what is this? 0.2486. So what is the value? 20680. Now again the continuous way, these two, but be careful. If you see these two, what is the corresponding sign? Here minus is there, here plus is there. Hence these two values are added. Only these two are added. That's it. Now what is the value is going to be? 0.2486 plus 0.1406. So what is that? 38920. When sign changes minus to plus, those two values are added. Again these two, what is the sign? Same sign is there. So whenever same sign exists, you need to take the difference. So what is the difference now? Becomes 0.1406 minus 0.4177. You see here. Such a way, carefully you need to calculate the delta values. And you know already the n value. So what is the n value? Total of the frequencies 100. So you multiply with the 100. So what is the n value here? According to the data, 100. So multiply with 100 and you get all the expected frequencies. But frequency should be in the integer values. Hence in the last extra column I added this, we adjusted. So 4, 20, 38, 27, 7, those totals I took and found out the difference, but we have to get 100 exact because the original frequency total is 100. Accordingly I match here only 4, but here 21 because 0.6, 39, 28, now 7, 7. So all these are all fitted frequencies. So finally, what is the answer is going to be? conclusion. So 2 points. So what is that? Fitted normal distribution. And the expected frequencies have been calculated and given in the last column of the above table. Okay. That's all. What to call this? Areas method. The next method, what is this? Ordinates method. So step 1 is same. We already calculated mean and variance. For the same problem, I am fitting the normal distribution even by ordinates method. Step 1 is same, mean variance you calculated. Now I am going for the step 2, ordinates table. So what is the class interval I wrote here? The mid values, be careful. In the areas method, the mid values are the lower limit values and extra one more value got here. But here only the mid values. So 59.5 plus 62.5 by 2, you get 61 point. 62.5 plus 65.5 by 2, you will get 64. So only mid values I wrote here. There is no extra other values need to be considered. Now the ZI values. So what is the ZI value? How to get here? You know how to get. Okay, as usual. 61 minus mean value by variance. So instead of lower limit values, here the extra values we are assuming as the mid values. Now phi z values, this is most important. So these are ordinate table values. Now I am reading out the ordinate table values from the ordinates table. So all of you observe. So what is the NC by sigma constant value? 102.73973. So what is the class interval here? 3. Okay, class interval length. Now we take the product with this. So first value So what do you get here? 0.355 into 102.73973. So how much you will got here? 3.64726. Like that, you need to take the product and you need to adjust up to the 100. Only this constant you need to take, NC by sigma. Okay. What do you call this method? Ordinates method. Okay. And finally, what is the answer? The fitted normal distribution and the expected frequencies have been calculated by ordinates method presented in the last column of the above table. Okay. So this ends both the methods, Arias method and as well as the ordinate methods. Whenever specifically not been asked in the exam for fitting of the normal distribution, always prefer ordinates method. Okay. If they ask you fit the normal distribution by Arias method, then you need to fit by means of Arias method, or else by ordinates method. Means you need to fit the normal distribution by ordinates method only. Okay. So this finishes entire your unit 2. Very, very big unit. So many models are there. Carefully you need to practice. Okay. I stop here. Thank you.